I know this is triggering for some people. They're like, um, it was honestly was triggering. I remember going through chemo and some guy called me. He's like, you should be on these mushrooms. And I was like, you can go fuck yourself.
Mm,
I was like,
mm.
guess what you can do when you get cancer? You can avoid all the drugs. You go do mushrooms. Let me know how that works
Yeah.
out for you. I
Oh,
remember
yeah.
having this very visceral response to this human being who's actually in my family unit. I said some
Oh,
guy.
wow.
Um,
Okay.
and I just got like so angry, because
Mm,
all I could feel was my diagnosis. And I was like, I'm going to die. Or I hope I'm not going to die. And I hope this medicine works. And this plan says it's not 100%. And we were going to get to this point, and when we get here, then we'll make a new decision. And it was just very scary, and a lot of it was motivated by fear, and so I just
mm,
felt I was just going along with it. I was also very young, I was 26 years
mm,
old. um, and again, I really had no understanding of the body or what health or nutrition or any of these things that I could do to have some sort of engagement or participation in my own improvement. Just didn't exist yet. But with that, it's like, I will loop back to my point. It doesn't have to be a this or that. The both and conversation of like, yes, like let's do standard of care or the best possible outcome for me. What else can we do? To support my mental health, my energy, my the recovery of my immune system. Because I think that's where people get we're a very polarized society. Is if you haven't seen this,
mm.
Bill,
Yeah.
it's in the
Hmm.
news.
Yeah, 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 for sure. For sure.
I mean, yeah. How do you feel about all that stuff?
I've almost become numb to it, right? Because I've been going through it for 20 years. And so my advice for friends of and family of cancer patients is number one, don't tell them what they should do.
Yeah.
What really aggravates me is when somebody says, "Oh, Bill, you're going to beat it." I'm like, that actually infuriates me
Mm,
because I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to beat it." Then they follow it with, "But you're going to beat it because of your good attitude." That's the attitude helps, but it's not going to save me. I've sat next to people with better attitudes than me, and they've passed
mm,
away, and I'm alive. So I'm like, well, I know that's not true. So don't say it. Oh, you should try this juice. You should try this medicine. You should go to this country. I'm like, stop it. You should go see my doctor. Stop. I'm in control of my journey. I own it. And so what's instead of now all these years later, I'm
mm,
becoming numb to these things and I basically like roll my eyes and ignore it, right?
sure.
Uh, but it's the things that I start coaching them to do, which can make a difference in my journey as friends or family in your case, which is don't which is do don't always talk about my cancer when you see me.
Mm,
How about we talk about, in your case, the Yankees, in my case, the Tampa Bay Rays or the Tampa Bay Lightning or Tom Brady, but I don't always want to talk about my cancer when you call or come over. So let's just talk. Give me some ideas of how to spend my time when I'm going through treatment. Those are always really cool. The one I like the best is what can I do to help you? And this is where I've gotten better as a patient. I have to
hmm.
think about it. Then I come up with something and
Yeah.
I tell them, and then they can help because people, it helps them if they're helping you.
Yeah.
It's hard to be the family or friend of a cancer patient because you don't always know what to say or do. So
Yeah.
if you ask them, what can I do to help you as a patient? It happened to me. Like, what can I do to help you? I'm like, and this is somebody I didn't really know very well. I said, can you take me fishing? 2 days later, I'm on his boat. We're out there fishing. I'm like, that was perfect. There's a big debate about, should I bring a cancer patient food? Yes and no. Don't bring over your home cooking because I may not like it, right? And things change on how you taste and anyway when you're going through treatment. But do say, hey, what's your favorite restaurant? What do you love? For me, it's Chick-fil-A. And so they can bring over your favorite meal. Now that's pretty good. So I'm kind of learning as I go on here, but this is a good tips to help the family. And I probably what I've learned most importantly going through the COVID pandemic is an immunocompromised patient is making sure that the friends know not to come over if they don't feel good.
Yeah.
'Cause I told my family it's going to walk in the front door and there was when I was going through chemo, my chance of beating COVID was 45%.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't let it walk in the door. So that's kind of become the norm. and is to be careful around me.
Mm-hmm.
Look, that limits who you see, because nobody wants to be the guy that comes over and gets me sick. So it limits how many people come over, but we do come over and sit outside in the backyard, and that's okay.